5:30.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Adam Seibel. With the primary election around the corner, candidates have started a political tactic that's been used for years, mudslinging. 25 News Now reporter Adarius McCormick spoke with two District 30 candidates about their back and forth insults. Adarius?
According to A.J. Louderback, Jeff Bachnight does not support Republican values, and according to Jeff Bachnight, A.J. Louderback supports neo-Nazis. Adam, these insults are what you call mudslinging. Mudslinging is a tactic used by candidates to damage other candidates' reputations. A.J. Louderback sent several campaign flyers. The flyers say Bachnight gave money to a Democrat and supports LGBTQ books. Louderback claims Bachnight is not ready to answer the hard questions of a Republican.
I would not have blinked when I was asked a question what we're going to do with those books. I'm not going to blink. When hard questions come on conservative Republican values, I'm not going to blink.
Jeff Bachnight says he is not a fan of the mudslinging. However, he joined in on the back and forth after he read some of Louderback's claims. His flyers say Louderback has ties to neo-Nazis.
It is very telling when a candidate can't run on anything that they've accomplished and they have to resort to mudslinging. I'm very proud of my record. It's one based on conservative and Christian values.
The two will go head-to-head in the Republican primary for District 30 with two other candidates, Brett Baldwin and Vanessa Hicks Callaway. The primary election is set for March 5th. However, early voting does begin on February 20th. Adam, back to you.
All right. Thank you, Adarius. A Victoria man pleaded guilty to two charges this week. 30-year-old Ernest Morin was sentenced to 25 and 15-year sentences in state prison. Morin pleaded guilty to aggravated sexual assault of a child and indecency with a child by sexual contact. Morin assaulted two Victoria children. Since one of the victims was under the age of 6 at the time of the offense, Morin will have to serve the entire sentence day for day. The defendant will also be a registered sex offender for life and be subject to a lifetime protective order against the victims. A Victoria man pleaded guilty to 5 charges earlier this week. 18-year-old Jaden Castillo will serve 4 years in state prison for having a banned short-barrel firearm. He gets 2 years in prison for threatening to retaliate against a potential witness and 18 months each for having a large quantity of marijuana and a stolen firearm. Castillo also pled guilty to misdemeanor assault of a family member for 180 days in county jail. Castillo also admitted to being a member of a local criminal street gang. He gave up several guns to Victoria police. A Victoria resident was arrested on 3 charges earlier this week. 31-year-old Jamarcus Dawkins is accused of burglary of a building, tampering or fabricating physical evidence, and evading arrest or detention. Dawkins is in the Victoria County Jail in lieu of $32,500 bond. Let's check in with First Warn Storm Team meteorologist Trey Mining to see what the rest of our weekend will look like. Trey, it's pretty cold out there. Definitely that cold front has arrived.
It sure has, and the temperatures are on the chilly side, and the wind even makes it feel more chillier than it actually is. Well, that's what we call it out here in South Texas on the cold side. 45 degrees currently, sunny skies. Beginning to see some breaks in the cloud cover here recently. The last few minutes we've been seeing that on the Skycam. That may lead to temperatures getting near the freezing mark tonight, overnight. What about that? And the rest of the week, when's the next rain chance, if any? We'll take a look coming out later on in the full forecast. Adam?
All right, thank you, Trey. A former Edna ISD athletic director was sentenced to probation Thursday. The Jackson County Herald Tribune reports Jerry Long was convicted of having an improper relationship with a student. Almost 5 years after his arrest, Long agreed in a plea deal to serve 4 years probation and to permanently surrender his teaching certificate. He admitted to soliciting a student via text message with the intent to meet her in person for sexual contact. He was hired in 2017 as athletic director at Edna ISD. He resigned in April of 2019. An error in judging the location of a solar farm will cost Wharton County millions of dollars. The El Campo Leader News reports that a solar farm was wrongly calculated to be totally in Wharton County. Part of it was really in Matagorda County. The error will now cost Wharton County $483,000. The total impact to Wharton County could be over $2 million in lost revenue. Officials say El Campo ISD will lose $1.1 million. 5 people have filed to run for city council in Victoria. Residents can run for any of the 4 regular city council seats in District 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5 candidates have filed. Rafael de la Garza III seeking re-election in District 1. Jan Scott seeking re-election in District 4. Attorney Stephen Kidder has filed to run in District 2. And business owner April Butler and UHV Administrator Woodrow Wilson Wagner III have filed to run in District 3. The election is Saturday, May 4th. An all clear has been given after authorities were called out to a suspicious package on the University of Oklahoma campus Friday. An official with the bomb squad checked out a concrete box in front of this statue. This is in front of the Journalism College, Gaylord College of Journalism and Mass Communication. The sign in front of the statue has been there for days, but the concrete box was new. An immediate evacuation of Gaylord Hall, where the statue sits in front of, was issued while the scene was investigated. Eventually, the all clear was given. One person was killed in a dog attack at a home in Compton, California, Friday. A friend of the victim found the man dead in the backyard of the home. Authorities said he succumbed to injuries to his upper and lower body. 13 dogs, ranging from puppies to adult dogs, were found on the property, but it remains unclear how many dogs actually attacked that man. Authorities say they are reviewing a video that appears to show the attack. Animal Services will also conduct an investigation, and the dogs will be transported to the Downey Animal Care Center for exams. The fate of those dogs will be determined by the county. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. Stay with us. Coming up on 25 News Now at 6. 2 juveniles have been charged in connection with the deadly shooting that took place in Kansas City at the Chiefs Super Bowl parade.
Let's take a review of the day. It was a chilly day, no doubt about it. 61 degrees was the high. Low this morning, 44 degrees. Getting lower than this coming up in the overnight with skies clearing, getting near freezing. Could be the case. We'll take a look coming up in your forecast.
Connection with the deadly shooting that took place in Kansas City at the Chiefs parade after they won the big game.
This morning, a pair of juveniles now charged in the deadly shooting that killed 1 person, injured close to 2 dozen, then sent thousands of people scrambling for cover during the Kansas City Super Bowl victory parade. The 2 held on gun charges and resisting arrest, and according to officials, more charges could be on the way. The barrage of gunfire just as the parade was ending, and this morning, support pouring in for the victims hurt during Wednesday's shooting, and much of it coming from the very team that came to celebrate the moments those shots were fired. Chiefs star quarterback Patrick Mahomes and his wife Brittany visiting the hospital where several children continue to recover. The couple at the bedside of two young girls whose family says they were shot in the legs. One of the girls cast appearing to have been signed by Mahomes. His team, the Kansas City Chiefs, announcing an emergency fund in partnership with the United Way of Greater Kansas City. So far, raising more than $500,000. A separate fundraiser for Lisa Lopez Galvan, a beloved radio DJ and mother of two who was killed, raising more than $300,000, $100,000 coming from Taylor Swift, who's dating Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce.
Governor Greg Abbott was at the border in Eagle Pass Friday to announce the new creation of a new National Guard base camp. The new 80-acre base camp's under construction near Eagle Pass. The camp will be able to house anywhere from 18 to 2,300 soldiers at a time, depending. Now, soldiers assigned to the border will not have to travel. Abbott says the idea is to expand and improve border security capabilities.
What this will do, also a little bit more specifically, is going to consolidate our forces. Again, as opposed to being scattered around many different places across this region, they will be operating out of one place. It will amass a large army in a very strategic area. It will increase the speed and flexibility of the Texas National Guard to be able to respond to crossings.
Abbott has been at odds with the federal agencies and the Biden administration concerning border policies for some time now. He has sent more than 90,000 migrants to sanctuary cities across the country since April of 2022. Here's your viewer poll this evening. Scan that QR code to vote. Do you think that new base camp in Eagle Pass will help with the border crisis? Looks like 31% say yes, it will help, and 69% say no, you don't think it will help. Well, thank you for voting. Come to our website, crossroadstoday.com. We want to hear what you and your neighbors are saying. A judge in New York handing former President Donald Trump a huge blow after finding him $355 million in his civil fraud case. The judge finding that Trump exaggerated the values of his properties, defrauding lenders by inflating the values for years. His sons also ordered to each pay $4 million for how much they personally benefited from the fraud.
Former President Donald Trump was fined $355 million and banned from doing business for 3 years in New York on Friday. Judge Arthur Engoron ruling Trump fraudulently overvalued his properties in order to get favorable bank loans and insurance rates. One example cited in court, the Trump Tower triplex, records showed it was nearly 11,000 square feet. But documents that Trump filed stated it being nearly triple the size, 30,000 square feet. And while Trump claimed his Mar-a-Lago resort was worth up to $600 million, its true assessed value was actually no more than $27 million.
Donald Trump falsely, knowingly, inflated his net worth by billions of dollars to unjustly enrich himself, his family, and to cheat the system.
His sons also facing consequences. Eric and Don Jr. both fined $4 million and also banned from conducting business in New York, but for 2 years. Trump often attacking the judge during the trial, calling it unfair.
This trial is ridiculous.
The judge slamming Trump for refusal to answer the questions directly or in some cases at all, severely compromised his credibility. Trump had tried to make the case that real estate value was subjective, but the judge stating that when appraisals are so different, it's not evidence of difference of opinion, that is evidence of deceit. Trump responding after the judge's ruling.
A crooked New York State judge just ruled that I have to pay a fine of $355 million for having built a perfect company. Great cash, great buildings, great everything. It affects New York.
The Trump Organization says it will be appealing. Johnny Fernandez, ABC News, New York.
Trump also announcing the launch of his new sneaker line while attending SneakerCon in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania today. The Republican presidential candidate attended the event, which is popular among sneaker collectors. The line, called Trump Sneakers, is available for pre-order online with ranges of price from $199 to $400. It features 3 different pairs of tennis shoes, a pair of high tops, a pair of red laceless athletic shoes, and a pair of white laceless athletic shoes. The sneaker line is said to have nothing to do with Trump's presidential campaign or the Trump Organization. However, while announcing the line, the former president encouraged the crowd to vote and told attendees that launching Trump sneakers is something that he's wanted to do for a long time. Experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. Stream our daily newscasts and much more using your connected TV. Just download Crossroads Today Plus on your Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, or Android TV. Search Crossroads Today Plus.
It was a chilly day for us today with temperatures in the 40s and winds 15, 20, and 25 miles per hour, even higher gusts earlier this afternoon. Wind begins to die down now. That means chilly temperatures tonight. Near freezing? Oh yes, we'll take a look coming up in your forecast. Good evening. Trey Mining here. It's been a rather chilly day today, no doubt about it. We'll take a look at the temperatures here shortly. Winds from the north still continuing with that. Current wind speeds about 13, 14, 15 miles per hour all the way from Victoria down the coast. Well, it's a little bit more right on the coast, 20 miles per hour sustained winds at Port O'Connor this hour. And 10 to 15 miles per hour, maybe a little bit higher than that, up there from Gonzales to Yoakum. So we're keeping the winds in. They're beginning to die down now, and that's going to be important with light winds later on this evening, overnight. The lack of clouds, low humidity in place. Temperatures will be falling rather quickly. Could see some freezing temperatures around here coming up for early tomorrow morning, so keep that in mind. Right now, temperatures in the 40s pretty much area wide. Near 50 along the immediate coast. Everyone's about 45, 46 degrees. Uniform throughout the entire Crossroads area this evening. And take a look at the future temperatures starting off in the 40s that we are right now. And about 39 or so about early morning hours for your 3 a.m. on your Sunday morning. Getting near freezing, maybe getting close to that, especially from Victoria northward. So you may want to check on the pets, the plants as well, bring them in, make sure everyone is warm and safe. And then tomorrow ties will be a little bit better than they were today, probably in the low 60s at best. And keeping that warming trend going as we work toward the rest of the week coming up, Tuesday and Wednesday, finally in the 70s. I think we'll be near 80 coming up by mid part of the week. Quite a change in temperatures expected over the next few days. All the rain we had is now in the Gulf of Mexico with a frontal boundary. North winds pushing that all out to the east and southeast. Cloud cover is still hanging around here, but as I just mentioned, beginning to break up now, which will allow for maximum radius for cooling coming up later on tonight. And no big changes overall weather pattern coming up, high pressure building in from the west, but we'll keep the skies clear for us and temperatures definitely warming as we work toward the middle part of next week. We'll see the rain in the Gulf of Mexico moving on through, high pressure ridging in, keeping that cooler, dry air in, but beginning to see more of a southerly component in the winds and the low levels, bring back the humidity for next week and cause temperatures to be rather high. This high pressure here is blocking the storm system from the west coast and making its way to the east too much. So we're keeping it on the dry side for our area here, but eventually this will move to the east as we work forward the end of the week. Maybe some rain chances, probably not until after the next weekend, I'm thinking. And a little bit of precipitation out there, especially along the coast, but mostly on the clear side, but later on this evening. Let's take a look at this by the time we get to 7, 8 p.m. Clouds are beginning to work on out. Northerly winds pushing them to the east, and we have chilly temperatures on tap for your early morning hours tomorrow. Victoria, plan your Sundays. Sunny skies at 9 a.m. with temperatures in the 40s. 50s or so for highs coming up by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Same thing with Cuero up there. We're looking at sunny skies starting at 41 degrees at 9 a.m. Temperatures 50s for highs throughout the entire day with beautiful sunshine to enjoy. The same thing for your Port Lavaca area. Temperature 55, 56 degrees by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Extended forecast for us, President's Day, looking pretty good. Quick warm up near 80 degrees by midweek. Another rain chance probably after this forecast time is through. Overall, warmer temperatures by about Tuesday or so. Lows 30s and 40s. Light freeze possible very briefly in the overnight tonight. Take a look at this right here. This is the QR code. Get your smartphone right now, scan the code, take you to a webpage where you can download our app. News, weather, and sports at your fingertips. Easy, convenient, and free of charge. Adam?
All right, thanks, Trey. Stay with us. We'll be right back with your 25 News Now Sports. It's area round for girls basketball hoops, starting out with the Victoria East Titans, who had revenge on their mind coming into this one. And they get exactly that. The area are your round champs. Final score 56-48. Nevia Sanchez lead the way with 22 points. Avery Valentine followed that up with 13 points for the Lady Titans. Next up, they will get the winner of Corpus Christi Veterans and Pioneer. The Cuero ladies played fantastic defense en route to a 48-31 victory over the Bay City Black Cats. The Cuero girls are also area round champs. They will play Fredericksburg in the quarterfinals. Shiner picks up their 24th consecutive victory, of course none bigger than this one. They defeat Big Sandy 45-29. More great defense being played over there. Next up, those girls would get Thrall, who knocked out Bloomington in the first round. Same county, same result. A pair of Lavaca County teams picking up some extra hardware as the Hallettsville ladies also grab the win over Hondo. Next up, the Brahmas will get San Antonio Coal. And just a tough loss for Edna. We said earlier this would be an evenly matched battle. Doesn't get closer than this. Little just does edge out the Cowgirls 65-64. The Edna season comes to a close. The Faith Academy Cougars preparing for a playoff game tomorrow, and they set themselves up to do it at home. The Cougars used an overtime road win, and they then won this thriller against Legacy to punch its ticket to the postseason. Not only are the guys in the playoffs, but they've done it in year 2. A pleasant surprise to head coach Randy Reed.
To tell you the truth, I kind of expected maybe going into year 3 we'd start turning a corner with some of our young guys coming up from our A team. But these guys have begun to gel together to win an overtime game and then to win a barn burner like we did the other night. Man, it helps your collaboration and it helps the energy of the kids. We have a lot more to work on. We're nowhere near where we want to be, but at the same time, How many schools have an opportunity to host a playoff game and set yourself up for a Sweet 16 appearance?
That game today at the Faith Academy gym. And here in Victoria, we also had some soccer. The Victoria West girls taking on Miller. Early on this one, the shot from way out gets the scoring started, but they weren't done in the half. Not long after that, a chip shot with a weird angle to it, I think surprised a lot of the people out on the field, but it's 2-0 Lady Warriors. And a moment later, perfect through ball. Mia Ramirez outruns everyone. Send it through. They had a goal to pitch a shout out before the game. They did just that before the final score, 10-0. The boys dominate themselves. Brando Ngeri had 4 goals on the evening. The other goals came via Juan Arenello and Gustavo Zamora. Assists came from Zane Allen, Mario Vasquez, and Daniel de Abrela Bazan. Keep it here. Coming up, Pop Culture's power couple giving a garment to a good cause. QR code, that's our quick response code to download the Crossroads Today app. Watch us anytime, anywhere, and get breaking news alerts and vote in our viewer polls. Submit news tips and photos, and you'll know all about our ongoing contests. Pop Culture's power couple is giving a garment to a good cause. A Kansas City Chiefs jersey autographed by Travis Kelce and his girlfriend Taylor Swift. That will be auctioned off for charity. The jersey also comes with a picture of the future NFL Hall of Famer and the singer-songwriter. Right now, the current price tag is more than $3,000. The Goodlep Wish Fund for Children's offering the signed shirt. The Ontario-based organization raises money for area children with major illnesses or life-altering injuries. Bidding, which can be done in person or online, ends today. Well, that's cool. They've been popular. A lot of buzz around them, but it's cool they're doing something good for a good cause.
Exactly, yeah. I give them much success with that.
Yeah, $3,000 now. I'm sure it's going to sell for a lot higher.
Yeah, more than likely, especially with those 2 signatures on it.
And the Chiefs won, so I'm sure it will be a high-ticket item. But how are we looking outside?
You know, our winds were kind of swift today.
Oh, they are swift.
They were beginning to die down now, and that's good. That's going to allow the temperatures to drop into the 30s early tomorrow morning, maybe near freezing from Victoria northward. Be careful about that. Make sure everything is protected. Sunny skies next week with the lack of rain chances with highs getting near 80 degrees. Yes, coming up by Tuesday and Wednesday. So here comes the warmth our way.
All right. Well, looking forward to that warmth. But in the meantime, we'll remember our jackets. All right. Well, thanks, Trey, and thank you all. Have a wonderful evening, and we hope you come back tonight at 10.